so freely and loosely shared out there that wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. And right now we have it playing out. It is playing out in full transparency. Exactly for you. Exactly for you. And you have a choice moment to moment how you choose to show up. When you feel yourself getting entangled or caught up in someone else's, what they're sharing, then you may then get entangled in their wave. So yesterday was really divine. The message that was coming through was this pause and this create space. Pause before even having a response. And this feeling this deep inner peace to not even respond or to comment, to simply acknowledge in my space and then let things simply pass on by. I'm watching my own patterns and my old behaviors of, oh my God, I've got an opinion on that. Oh my God, I've got an opinion on that. Hateful. I got an opinion on that. I need to express my opinion. And then this real deep sense of inner peace of, really? Why? Why? Why are you feeling the need that you even have to express an opinion? And the freedom in that. That freedom in that, of that allowing of, without it having to be in a thing, without having to be me, let me be heard, let me be seen. To see it with not even, and catching myself in, why was I even having an opinion about that, and letting all of that go. And the smoothness from that. The steadiness of that, and how so much, and I talk from my own journey and my own lessons, that's how we learn. And then also observing others spinning themselves out. And you can get entangled, and then you can find yourself drained and tired because you're giving your vital life force to something outside of yourself. Triggered. It's really beautiful to go out there in, hi, Anjani. It's beautiful to go out there. I've not been into the city for a long time. And I only live 6 minutes from the city. And it was really beautiful to go into the city and simply being in, just going out there and just being and going from point to point and being really present and having conversations and connections with people, souls, divine mirrors. They're seeing the world in a very different way. And to serve with no attachment, no agenda, no nothing, no expectation. Simply be and hanging out, like hanging out with friends in a cafe. Just having a chat. Without even having to force my opinion, without even having to force of, oh my God, I need to tell them what to do, I need to tell them, no, fucking drop that shit. If you are still doing that and you're still telling people, no, do this, you're wasting your life force energy. Respect them. Allow people to make their own choices and be in that embodied choice in what you're choosing for you. And catch yourself when you start seeing them through a different lens. A lens of entitlement or arrogance because you think that you're more conscious or more awake than them. There is no higher or lower. really being in space with people and seeing that love within them. And sharing your essence with them in that space. The beauty of that and the simplicity of that and the magnitude of that, of how that truly impacts. You want to go out and make a change in the world? It happens in your community. Having real conversations with people. No matter what choices they've made, no matter what their habits are, no matter what their past is, no matter that, it doesn't matter. It has no, it means nothing. I often think sometimes those that are waking up on their journey have not done years and years and years of inner work, are actually more responsive to making changes. So yeah, I had some beautiful conversations, and your body will give you messages about what is happening. And if you're draining your life force energy, if you're taking too much in, you're giving too much, and you're not giving back to yourself, and you're not filling up on yourself, and you're constantly having to tell people rather than having that inner time for yourself to really nourish yourself, and that selfish time, then you will feel drained. You will feel drained. It is going to increase in intensity out there. And it's shaking things up. For divine order, it's shaking things up so things can be brought up to the surface. So next time someone reacts in front of you, next time somebody, loses their shit in front of you, or they're unraveling, see them with loving kindness and compassion, not in a condescending way or a pitiful way or anything like that. That's limiting. And people feel it. So many out there are in self-protect anyway, and they're on the back foot because so many people have out been, fighting or pushing or telling them what they should be doing. It's not any of your business to tell somebody else what to do. It's their own choice and their own free will. And that is one of the biggest journeys that we each can keep going into deeper and deeper. The forgetfulness we get about how easy it is to judge others, and how easy it is for your own inner judge, your inner critic, to be beating you up behind closed doors. Lighten the fuck up. Really get clear. What is my focus right now? What is my message? Whose message am I really pushing here? Is it really aligned with my soul calling? I'm being extremely selfish on that. Catching myself. What is my mission? What is my purpose? How can I best support those that are out there, no matter where they're at? And that's why I created the group Breaking Free. It aligns with the book, it aligns with these other things, and blah, 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 blah. And it's not about that. It's about how can I show up and create space. So the space for all people that want to show up, no matter where people are in their journey. And in that space, each and every time, it's about me also taking off my mask of what I think I know. When I show up and the space is held, there is no agenda. There's not even a, what are we going to do this week? None of it. It's like empty mind, emptying it out. So I can truly show up there in love. Free of agenda, free of what it should be. All this bullshit about chasing results. Get results. It's another hamster wheel, and people can stay on that. It doesn't resonate with me. Doesn't resonate with me. So when you activate that energy within you, then go out and simply walk through your community, walk through wherever you are, go into those spaces that hostile, if that's the way you want to see them, or spaces where there are more, you may perceive limitations or things like that. And make it your mission that wherever you are at right now, wherever you're living, you've been strategically put there. You've chosen to be there. So on the train, it was really beautiful, really beautiful. And I could have hugged them. And the man that was sitting to my right, I put a post on it, and it was really beautiful the way to hold space in a very different way. And the train honestly felt like it was going to derail. It felt like it was going to derail, and you could feel that his anxiety was increasing. And when someone's going through an anxiety attack, or the greatest thing you can do is really come into that acknowledgement with them and acceptance of whatever it is with them, so they don't feel exposed and they don't feel, you can really be with them on that level of what they're being, and bring in humor. So I brought in humor, and he was like, oh my God, the train like this. And I said, well, I think the train is trying to find its wheels. And there was a real playfulness, and he was going, wow, yes. And there was almost this permission that he could lighten up, and had this extra room that he could breathe and have a little bit of connection, rather than being in this protection, bound in fear. And we laughed a little bit, and then he said, I feel like I'm coming apart. And I was like, I'm excited for you. I said, you're way more ahead than a lot of people out there. Means that you're doing the inner work. And he was like, what? Like coming apart means that I'm doing the inner work? I was like, yes, it means that what is no longer required in your body, it's getting shaken up. And the lightness and the joy that came through on his face. And I used to see this a lot in mental health. This simple acknowledgement, this simple deep understanding of someone else, where they're feeling in their darkness, to meet them in that place and to let them know it's not that scary, it's okay, you're not alone. And the conversation progressed from there. He then started going and telling me about his depression, his anxiety and PTSD. And I was like, oh yeah, I've had love affairs with all of them. Yeah, I did all of those. I did depression. And I reframed it in a different way. I did post-traumatic stress disorder. I did anxiety. And he went, what, did? And I went, yeah. It was a pattern. And it was something I needed to go through. I said, so many people have this conception about depression being a really bad thing. I said, but I see it as this divine invitation to go into the dark, to really meet those dark aspects of yourselves and start learning how to love them. And he, and the conversation opened up from that. And he was like, wow, but the dark is scary. And I was going, well, that's what we've been taught. The darkness is source. And until you really go into the darkness, you will never know the light. And something switched on inside of him. That he no longer was in this despair, really stuck internally. And this is what we need to remember. Whatever is underneath the surface for every individual, and this goes for all of us, of what perhaps needs some more loving attention, loving guidance, some more nourishment, some more bringing it out into the open to be exposed, is going to bubble up. So all the things that have not been dealt with, all the shadow, all the habits, or the bitchy behavior that we have, or all those different things that we can sometimes hide away and push to one side, the patterns that we play out, they're all coming up to the surface. The storm is rolling in. They're all coming up to the surface to be seen, to be seen. And to truly bring things out into the open, to truly see them, it's about meeting them with love and kindness and creating a space where the other person feels seen without being judged. And that could be on a train. And it was on a train. And it was so, so quick. The impact, the other person that then got on the train, we had a conversation, and again, it was very beautiful. It was light and it was fluid, and it was like we were simply hanging out. No one higher than the other, no one better than the other. Real, like, from the same, just sitting there on a chair, on a train. And then going our own separate ways on our own journey. And these interactions are so synchronistically aligned. That is where we have the impact. I can guarantee those people, I shouldn't say people, the man and the woman, that shifted their whole day. Their whole persona shifted. They were light. They were joyful. As I walked away, they were having a full-blown conversation with one another. So yeah. Ask yourself,